My camera's on, but I don't. Is that you? Is that you? Is there anything I need? Oh,
You said your
anything I need? Oh,
you said your camera is on.
no, it's not.
Is on.
No, it's not.
Good morning. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. 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 Wow. How are y'all today? Wow. How are y'all today? Tonight. So Michelle is actually up at 3 in the AM. Up at 3 in the AM. I put Atlanta, Georgia on her joint because I forgot where she lives. So sorry about that.
No problem.
So sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
But yeah, so we're live in the group. Group. We'll just hang out for a second, see who's gonna show up. And I'm checking the comments and stuff. And welcome. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're here. And all that good
Thank you
stuff.
for having me. Thank you for having me today.
Perfect.
Thank you for having me today.
Perfectly my pleasure, darling. Let me check the chat here. Okay, in the room we have Dula. We have Christy and Andrea. Welcome, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
I just want to take just a moment to just express some gratitude. I think I like opening up our conversations that way because it feels good. So I'm just gonna take. Yeah, I think so. I'll just gotta take a second just to say like I'm really super grateful, super grateful for community. Being online is not always easy. And so when you're able to find people who like dig the same stuff that you dig, then it's really wonderful to be able to connect. So I am always thankful for community because I think it's important, an important part. Not the only part, but an important part to us doing the thing that we really want to do. Michelle, did you have something you were grateful for? Michelle, did you have something you were grateful for?
I'm also grateful for I'm also grateful for community and especially especially being when like especially when you're away from home, like especially when you're away from home. And I've I've made friends that I've I've made friends that I've never met online, and I've online and I've learned um, so much. Um, so much. I've been inspired. It's actually inspired. Um, it's actually a book that I wrote that I wrote my two of my first books. My two of my first books, and I was inspired by Francesca Fraser. She had her
Yeah,
magazine. Francesca Fraser. She had her
yeah.
magazine, the Divas magazine, and like I just the Divas magazine, and like I just looked at that and I said, someone can do that. Someone can do that. What can I do? I'm thankful for I'm thankful for women that are bold and stepping out there and doing things that are not possible, but with are not possible, but with community again we can step out. Community again we can step out and together and together and find the strength that you need. The strength that you need. In unusual things, unusual things, but and I'm also grateful for the pioneers. And I'm also grateful for the pioneers that go out there, that go out there.
That is all beautiful. That is all beautiful. And shout out to Francesca. She's been like just so very lovely in general. Just so very lovely in general. Just like I've never met her in person. Never met her in person. But she's been like really accessible and like really accessible and like just so lovely. She just made it to Rwanda. Just so lovely. She just made it to Rwanda. So she's breaking a lot of hearts, aka mine. She's breaking a lot of hearts, aka mine. But yeah. But yeah. Uh, shout out to her. Shout out to her. I want to invite Miss Dula to the stage. She had shared in the chat on our little program that we're using. So let's see if she will come up and say what she's grateful for. Coming to the stage. Coming to the stage. I might just, I might just have to read it.
Okay, this slow movement.
Yes.
I don't think I don't think
Okay. So I'll just read it. So
I
she
don't
says that. So I'll just read it.
I
So
don't
she says that She says I'm grateful that I'm grateful that I'm broke, not poor, and that I found out the slow travel movement is accessible to me. Come on, travel movement is accessible to me. Come on. That's okay. That's okay. It was last minute doula, but yes. That's how I get down. That's how I get down. And let me say a big and let me say a big welcome to everybody else hanging out over on Facebook. But we have Jay here. We have Yvonne. We have Jay here. We have Yvonne.
Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies.
Jay and Yvonne, the connection is off. Jay and Yvonne, the connection is awful. Uh-oh, sorry. It's constantly sorry. It's constantly freezing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jay is on Facebook. Jay is on Facebook. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is raining here. I wonder if that is affecting. It's raining here. I wonder if that is affecting the quality of the live stream. Of the live stream. Ladies, ladies, you're on both, and the Facebook bit is worse. On the platform, you're on both, and the Facebook bit is worse. Oh no. Oh man. Oh no. Oh man. Thanks for thanks for thanks for telling me that, Yvonne. I'm not sure how to fix that though. She said constantly freezing. Well, if you can join us for let me put it here. I think we're gonna get started with our conversation. If you can join us, then do. And if not, then sorry about the quality of the Facebook live. Sorry about the quality of the Facebook live stream. Sorry. Okay. So, Michelle, where talk to us. Like, where are you right now?
Oh, no.
It's 3 a.m. where you are.
Oh, no.
It's 3 a.m. where you are. Tell us what's going on there. Tell us what's going on there.
Right now I'm in Saudi Arabia, and this is my 8th year here. And this is my 8th year here, and I've been in the Middle East for 9 years. I've been teaching in the Middle East for 9 years. I was in Sudan, and then I was, then I've been in Saudi, then I've been in Saudi, and so yeah, I've been teaching English as a second language at university. English as a second language at universities, and I've lived in a few small town in Saudi, and in Saudi, and yeah, so that's what I've been doing with myself. Are you still there, Wanda? Are you still there, Wanda? Are you still there?
Absolutely.
Still there? Okay. Okay. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. I was asking. Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. I was asking, why are you in Saudi and where did you just move from? Why are you in Saudi and where did you just move from? What brought you back to Saudi? What brought you back to Saudi?
No, well, no, well, here's the story. I've been an expat since I went away. I've been an expat since I went away to university when I was 20. For the last 28 years, when I was 20. For the last 28 years, I have been an expat. So I've been an expat. So I I went to school in I I went to school in Lesotho. It's a small country in Africa. It's a small country in Africa. Then I was in the States for 14 years. Then I was in the States for 14 years. And I moved back to Africa and back to Africa. And I'm originally from Zimbabwe, so I'm originally from Zimbabwe, so and then I went I went back to Zimbabwe, and then I got a job to teach in Sudan. Zimbabwe, and then I got a job to teach in Sudan. I was there for 1 year, and then for 1 year, and then the following year, I was trying to get a job in China, and I was trying to get a job in China, and my father, all these questions, and all these questions, and he's like, so I told him because I had two job offers, and he's like, so I told him because I had two job offers, and he's like, so the thing he knew that I wanted to be So the thing, he knew that I wanted to be in Asia, and then he's like, I think you should go to Saudi. I was like, he's like, I think you should go to Saudi. Sounds like a better deal. I mean, I was telling all sorts of stories. I was telling all sorts of stories. I wasn't telling him the truth as comes with the money and stuff. And then telling him the truth as comes with the money and stuff. And then like, well, you're an adult. Why didn't you? Like, well, you're an adult. Why didn't you decide to go to Saudi? Why didn't you choose Saudi? I had to go to Saudi. Why didn't you choose Saudi? So I came to Saudi because I wanted to teach, and it was a different experience. I wanted to teach, and it was a different experience. And so, and so I'm usually here for about 9 to 10 months. Then during the summer, 9 to 10 months. Then during the summer, which is winter in Africa, I used to go back to Zimbabwe. Winter in Africa, I used to go back to Zimbabwe and spend time with my family. Spend time with my family, parents, siblings, parents, siblings. So I when I so I when I was 13, I made a pact with one of my best friends. 13, I made a pact with one of my best friends that we were gonna study abroad, live abroad. That we were gonna study abroad, live abroad, and then when we were 19, and then when we were 19, when we finished high school, we were we are we were going to apply to go to the same university. To go to the same university. She's smarter than me, and so she got better. She's smarter than me, and so she got better. She asked for permission to go to Australia. She asked for permission to go to Australia. So I said, okay, but so I said, okay, But when she went, she met her husband there, and she ended up getting a. When she went, she met her husband there, and she ended up getting a PhD from Cambridge University. Cambridge University, and so I always tell her. So I always tell her. So the joke that we have between us, we've been friends for over 35. Joke that we have between us, we've been friends for over 35 years, and we always. I always say to her. And we always, I always say to her, if you had not asked, what do you think, if you had not asked, what do you think life would be like? But like, no, yeah, life would be like, but like, no, yeah, no, it wasn't. But it was just the idea that I had. It wasn't, but it was just the idea that I had when I was 13 that I wanted to live abroad. When I was 13 that I wanted to live abroad, but um, so um, so one of the things I always tell my clients is learn from the mistakes. I always tell my clients is learn from the mistakes because I just decided to go and I didn't read. I think decided to go and I didn't read. I think that and wasn't. I didn't do much research. Wasn't. I didn't do much research. I just went. So one of the things I'm now passionate about is. So one of the things I'm now passionate about is um, wanting. I research a lot. I want to know the language. I want to know food. And then I'm always looking for information. So that's pretty much what happened. Oh, she's offline. Do you guys have any questions? Because she left. I teach first year students in a university program. So I teach at it's a government university. So I usually teach students in the first year program. Yes, I am. I have a master's in education and I have a postgrad diploma in education, and I also have a, a certificate from Cambridge that's called CELTA. Uh, it's one of the qualifications that is really useful if you want to teach English as a second language. It's more powerful than than just a certificate, and it gets you into it gives you more credibility, though. As long as you do, if you want to teach English as a second language, if you do a program like TESOL, um, let's no, when I came, it was a direct hire because in the Middle East, most of the universities go through companies. Um, there are several countries that have programs that if you want to work for, like Korea has EPIC. Then there's another one through Canada. Taiwan, if you are a certified teacher, if you have a license from your government, you can teach in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach in Taiwan as um, you can teach in the government programs. I'm just answering some questions that people have. Yvonne, is that something that you're interested in doing, teaching English abroad? If you are, you can.
You didn't apply through a teach abroad program.
No,
You said
I,
a direct
it
hire.
it was a direct hire through the company because most universities, if unless you have a PhD in the Middle East, well, for Saudi, you cannot work directly for the universities. They usually have we go through a company.
Mm.
But I think it varies with each country. So um, Kuwait, I think you can go through universities. Dubai, you can make direct hires with the university.
So, like, what made you want to teach? Like, was it a path to being an expat?
No, I actually, funny story. Both my parents were teachers, and then my dad stopped teaching, and he became a writer, and then he ended up working for the Ministry of Rural and Urban Development. So I wanted to be like my dad. So I wanted to work for the Foreign Service. But that's the thing, when you're a child, you just have these ideas, but you don't know how to go about it. So my first two degrees were in administration, and then I went back to school and got my master's in special education. So when I was in the States, I taught 8 years, and then because working as a special ed teacher is really draining. It's really emotional. So I was kind of like burnt out. And then when I moved back to Africa, it was I they were like doing. I was like I knew I still wanted to teach, but I didn't know if I wanted to work with special needs children or teach. So in Sudan, I taught kindergartners, and I taught everything in English, but they were Arabic speakers, so that was an interesting experience. But in terms of teaching, it was fun because you got the whole day you're singing songs and kids are learning, so that was fun. So I've been teaching for about um, almost 20 years now.
So, like, you said
So
your teachers were parents, but like, is this something that like you're really interested in? Like, is that your soul work? Do you think?
I think so, but the thing was, when I first went to university, I didn't want to do it. My mom was like, "What if you do a degree in education?" I was like, "I don't want to be like you." And when I went back 10 years later to apply for my master's in education, I called my mom, like, "Mama, guess what?" She's like, "Yeah, you went back to school to become a teacher." Like I told you. So it was like, I guess we become our parents even when we don't think about it. So, but it's from a teacher because I think again because I started also in special education, I have a different way of looking at teaching. So, and then again, that led me to do a lot of research. And then I had an amazing mentor. Her name is Mrs. McAllister. She's 96 years old, just retired 4 years ago. So she started teaching at the age of 19, she taught until she was 65. And then one of her friends who ran a women's center in Toledo, Ohio said, "Hey, I need help with the education program." And so, so I met her while I think at that time I was doing my master's in education. And she just taught me about, how you just have to go in and have fun. So, and that's what I do when I teach, and even when I'm working as a coach, just gotta have fun and just help people find who they are. Because I mean, the program that they had in Toledo was like an outreach. It was in a community center, and they worked with disadvantaged children, and we had a summer program. And just seeing how the methods that she had developed over the years, and we had students that maybe the schools had said they wouldn't be able to, they were just going to go to the next grade. But I remember there was a little boy, he was in kindergarten, he was going first grade. Within 3 months, he was reading and writing his name, and he got caught up over the summer that stuff he hadn't been able to. But she had a theory that children that are born in the summer babies, they need a little more time. And so I think that's just what um, that passion. I think she brought it to life because even when I do go home into Zimbabwe over the holidays, I still teach. So I guess teaching it's now more of a vocation and a passion. And maybe it wasn't my blood since both my parents were teachers.
And you were talking about being able to help people to find their passion. What do you do?
Um, I think the fact that I've always been like a dreamer, and I like to, when I'm working with people, because I work as a transformational positive mindset coach and then an expert coach. So it's like I always ask them, what is it you want to do? And they're like, I can't. I said, no. What do you want to do? And then so it's like it's identifying what you want to do, then working backwards to finding a solution to what things, to what you want to do. I one of my former clients is from Indonesia, and when we were like just language exchange partners, she wanted to improve her English, and then she and the thing was she was on a science track, and then she would ask me, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, I teach English." And the more we got talking, then she's like, she called me Uni sister in Korean. She's like, Uni, I think I want to become a teacher. I was terrified because I was like, she's on a track to do something. I think she'd already gotten into university. And she's like, no, I've been thinking about it for 6 months. I think I want to do something with English. So I was like, okay, can you please get your parents to come on talk to me because I don't think I want you to change your life that radically. And her mom didn't speak, so her mother came on, and I was explaining to her mother, and her mother's like, no, we're okay with it. And then I helped her get a scholarship to go to the UN to do a peace resolution summer camp, and she's now in her senior year in college, doing a degree in PR in English. And that was a kid that was going to study medicine, and so I think she just said talking to me, and then the more she thought about it, and then she said, "No, I think I'm going to be brave enough to talk to my parents about making that change." And I mean, especially with Asian children, they're usually on a scientific track. So that was like a major shift. Like she was a 1 year from going into university. She's already got a place in university, one of the top schools in Indonesia, and now she wants to make this radical change. So, and she says no. She says no. I just talking to you, and the way you talk about having how you said you wanted to live abroad, you did it, even though it wasn't that easy, and you always encouraged me to be positive. So that was one of the things that she said really helped her. So that's how I like to work. That's how I approach working with people. It's just I like to be like a sounding board. What do you want to do, and how can I help you? What information do you have? I think it was last year. I had a colleague a former colleague. She was from Egypt, and she wanted to move to New Zealand. And they had looked into various areas, and I just said to her, "Why don't you apply for a master's? It might be a quicker way for you to get there." She applied, and then she was it was like January we talked about it. By July she'd gotten accepted, and then she's like, "I don't know if I'm ready to go." And then I said, "But what was the reason you wanted to go?" She said, "My kids." So and then she went. I think she left last
Well,
year.
I'm asking you
So
about
she just
your.
finished her first year.
I'm asking about yourself. Like, what has you're helping other people to find their passions and such. So, like coming from your personal experience, how have you been able to find your own passions? Like, what's helped you to identify it? What's helped you
I
to
think
live them?
I think the first was like my parents who, well, my father always used to say to us was, if you want to do something, get all the information you need. And so when I finished high school, I told my dad I wanted to study abroad. Actually, when I was like 15, I told my dad I wanted to study abroad. I got a place to go to England, and he's like, you can't go, you're too young. You can go after you finish A level, do another 2 years of high school. So it was always, if I want to do something and there's no, the one way that I think I can go in is blocked, I will sit and I will analyze. I will find a way. I always say there's more than one way to get to the top. So if I can't do something, I will take a step back, reassess the situation, and see what it is I need to get to the next step. Kind of like for me, the place I really would love to live in is South Korea. I've been fascinated with it. I've been there several times, and because I hold a Zimbabwean passport, I cannot go and teach. So I sat down and I was like, okay, so there are two ways that I can go to Korea. I can either have my own business, which is what I'm working on, or I can go back to school. But I don't want to do a third master's. So I now have to do a PhD. So, but do I want to spend 4 or 5 years getting a degree just because I want to become a citizen? So I've had to, so I spent 2 years trying to apply for jobs, and then they're like, we don't hire people. Um, Most countries they have English speaking countries that they hire from. So I was like, okay, I still want to go there, but so what are the other ways I can go there? So I have my 5 year plan. So if I'm trying to build out my business so I can work anywhere, then I can move there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's I have my dream, and I have to break it down into small steps. Because it's I don't think it's impossible. I've just broken down my goals into something smaller because I did go back to school. I got my postgrad diploma in education, and now it's then I did my CELTA, which is a Cambridge certificate taking English as a second language. And I think, and then because of COVID, the world has completely changed. So, and we're seeing that more countries are being open to they're giving visas for remote workers. So maybe that will open up another way. So it's now I really have had to step up what I'm doing in terms of my business. I'm now trying to. So for me, if I don't, if basically if you first don't succeed, try and try again. Um, I always say you can't even fail without trying. If you don't try, you're not going to say I failed. And then if you fail, then you learn from the mistakes if you try. The second time, then you know what it is that's stopping you, or to get information, then you have to look at other ways of doing what it is you do.
Have you seen any
So
like
basically,
common roadblocks, like common barriers to women being able to say, to identify what it is they want and then to get to it?
most people are afraid, or you have family obligations. So I think either it's fear, or you have lack of resources, or sometimes it's lack of information. Because so that was the thing that I didn't have. I didn't have information. I kept trying. I mean, I think I was told. Like for me, when I kept applying for teaching jobs in Korea, I kept being told, "Sorry, you don't qualify." And I was like, "I'm lying." And then it took. I finally got an email from someone in one of these programs. They're like, "Great resume, but we don't hire." And um, so I think, and sometimes it's either a fear and lack of resources, and then sometimes lack of information.
Talk about lack of
One
resources
thing you
a
should,
bit, because some people are of the mind that it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. What do you think about that? Because, I mean, the same could be said for you, right?
yeah,
Coming from Zimbabwe.
well, I think yeah, it's not just a resource. Maybe it's maybe it's like lack of knowledge, and is some people, I don't, maybe with that, I think women are, well, let me speak for myself. I had, I missed out on several opportunities because in the past, because I didn't have information. And so one thing I did learn is I needed to find as much information as I can and find another way of doing things.
Hmm.
Something was freezing up.
So, so just try to access. I think that's difficult if like people are afraid. If you're afraid, you're not necessarily going to reach everything that you need to actually make it
Wondering,
happen. Or because sometimes in yourself that freedom, right?
but I think that's why it's important to either talk to somebody who maybe like you, or maybe someone has someone who's been in a situation that's similar to you. Because here's one of the things that I always say: you gotta get sick and tired of being sick and tired, because something is gonna push you. Something is gonna push you against you back against the wall, and then you are going to push, and then you're just gonna start looking. So why not start reaching out if you don't wait until you are really frustrated. Um, have a plan, have a goal, and uh, talk to somebody, or look for help to break it down into a smaller goal. If it's just like one of the things I'm hearing a lot um, is, well, like for me, one of the things that I noticed when in Zimbabwe, I usually work with students who want to study abroad, and they will tell you places. Like, I was just talking to a young man. He's like, I want to go to Harvard Law, and I was like, but so he's got that goal, but I was trying to explain to him that if you want to study in the States, you want to study law, you've got to do pre-law, you've got to do study something else, then you go to law school. And he's like, he didn't understand that. And then I was asking him, so that's all he knows. Like, he wants to go to Harvard, he wants to study law. So then I was like, so have you looked into scholarships? And he just said no. And then I was like, so what kind of law do you want to study? The law in Zimbabwe, law in America, it's not compatible. If you're studying law in England, law in Canada, it's more compatible. So I gave him some information. So I'm hoping I gave him information on scholarships, and then I gave him some other resources that he could look into. So he's not afraid. It's just that he didn't have anyone to tell him, connect him with the information that he needs to either apply to go to Harvard or apply to another program, and then he can go for his law degree after he's done his first degree. Well, then I've
It sounds
met
like
a
you
couple
have
of
like a special when it comes to education as well.
from my parents. That was one thing. Like, I always remember if I wanted something, my mom would say no. But if I wanted a book for school, I would get it. So education is always um, emphasized as being a tool that could help you to get ahead in life.
Hmm.
And I think in terms of young people, even it doesn't necessarily have to be a degree. If you get certified, if you like, especially now with if you can do certificates on anything. Like, there's Google up, and like all these universities are offering free courses. And so you can get the skills. Now is the time to acquire more skills, help you get to where you want to go. If you want to start a business, you can take a course on how to do run a small business. There's so many things that are available. So it's not necessarily about going to university. It's always just about opening up your mind to getting more knowledge. So no, I think I think most of my ideas come from my parents. My parents had 4 children who were all school educated in the 60s and the 70s and then the 80s, which was something unusual for black people in Zimbabwe at that time. And all of us studied abroad. And then my dad's thing was, look, I can get you that far. But I remember asking my dad why he had sent me to the school that I went to. And he always reminds me, he's like, remember asking me why I sent you to that school? And his answer was, because you can work anywhere in the world. So he's always reminding me, like, so where are you working now? Okay, Daddy. So I think that was part of the legacy that my parents gave me. So I try to pass that on to young people, even if it's just getting them information, scholarships, and because one of the things I usually do when I'm in Zimbabwe, I talk to young people who are wanting to study abroad and try to give them a of what it's like being from Africa and then going maybe to the States or England or Canada and then trying to help them be aware of who they are and how that, and also to be aware of how they're going to be looked at and not go into the world without knowledge of what's going on in the world. Like being aware that there's racism, there is a lot of things that are different from where we come from. And to be able to deal with the culture shock and assimilate or learn how to live in the new environment that they're in.
So, what are some things you like to do for fun? Like, how do you like to explore Saudi? Or
I've
are you
traveled.
able to?
I'm sorry?
I said, or are you able to?
No, you can. No, Saudi is open. I travel. I have been to Jeddah. Jeddah is by the Red Sea. I think just in January I was there. Had a holiday there. You can go I went to the beach, riding bikes, and so things have changed. Um, like right now because of COVID, people didn't. There was people seeing a lot more Saudi, so you can go on tours around Saudi. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful country. There are places that there are so many places that are part of the UN. What do they call it? They've been designated UN like historical monuments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So last year I got to see BTS, which is one of my favorite Korean bands in Saudi Arabia, and that was an experience because for 1 second you're like, you're hearing BTS is one of the hottest bands in the world, and there you are, and you're hearing these girls screaming, and because everybody's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to see BTS." They're like, "You're a teenager." I was like, "No, it's one of my bucket lists. Go to a K-pop concert. Check it out." And I was like, because my friend, so I took myself there for my birthday, and I I flew to Riyadh, and then I was like, and then the concert started. I think it was starting at 6 o'clock. I left the hotel, I think at like 12 o'clock. And then it's like, dude, I was there with my black abaya, and I didn't have my headscarf on. And then there was this girl, she's walking. She didn't have on a. I mean, I think. I mean, now as long as you're just in decent. There were some Saudis without a bias, and I was just talking to people. They're like, "You're here by yourself?" Yeah, I was talking to people. I was so excited. What are you like? Like me? I mean, they're like, and then you're watching the guys, and you're crying because it's like, oh my god, I never thought I would see a K-pop band, but it was in Saudi. Wow. And then you're seeing these. So it was like, okay, I'll be watching the band. Next year, you hear the girls singing the lyrics in Korean, and they're sitting next to their dad. So that was, and fathers, families came, and I was like, that was, and it's like, okay, I'm experiencing something that is, I don't know. And then, but what for me was like really cute was because my students, they like BTS, she's laughing, and I was sharing it on WhatsApp because I was one, so the whole week before I was going to Riyadh. And so there's one girl, I used to call her BTS. I was like, oh, honey, guess what? I was like, oh, on Thursday, I'm going to be breathing the same air as them. And then when the concert started, I recorded and I was screaming. So I was sharing that with them. So that was the thing. But I mean, people was like, I always ask students, do you like BTS? Oh, yes, I like them. I hate them. Okay. You hate them, I hate you. But I hate them. But it's like, that was the thing that was really exciting. And I've been to, okay, one is just laughing. I've been to Dammam. It's also by the sea. It's really beautiful. Taif, the city of roses. So Taif is Saudi Arabia is famous for its roses in Taif. They actually end up in Paris. So some of the perfumes that come from France have the roses from Taif. And I think I've talked about meditation. I actually had my first meditation in Riyadh. Meditation is just me and vacation. And I took myself to a four-star hotel, and I didn't want to go home. So that January I said, no, I'm going to stay here. And took the bus to Riyadh, and then got an Uber. Went to my hotel. I was staying near the Kingdom Tower Hotel. And that's like where they have the tower where you can see Riyadh. So you go up, then you can see Riyadh, like um, the tallest building in Riyadh. And so I was just, treating myself to, I would have brunch, and then go to the mall, and go to the bookstore. I just basically did nothing. So that's how I came up with the phrase vacation. It's just plugging into myself and doing absolutely nothing.
Yvonne wants to know, what have you discovered about yourself from living in Saudi? And she also co-signed your fandom
BTS, of
for
course, she did.
BTS.
You always see the I can what have I discovered about myself? I finally learned how to be alone. Um, One of the things that when I was in the States, I take and she's gone. I used to take a lot of antidepressants, and I discovered that I didn't need to. I worked more on being positive mindset, working on finding my own happiness, and I've learned that I'm stronger than I thought I was. Uh, it's I think you discover who you are when you're in a place where you are very different. Um, so I think I learned my strengths. I found my strength in who I am, and I think the things that my parents always taught me just really resonated with me here, and I've learned to appreciate the time that I get when I go to Zimbabwe for the summer vacation. I get to see my parents. My parents are in the 80s, and I'm thankful that they're still with me. One has gone offline. Are there any other questions? And another thing, I think um, I finally accepted that I am like a third culture adult. I have my own dreams, and it was not until like last year that my mom, she still doesn't understand what a coach is or what it is I do, but she says it's helped me be more um, who I am. I've had to put boundaries because one of the things that I think is unusual about me is I don't think myself as I mean I am an African, but I've lived in so many places for so long, so I think I'm a third culture person. And but my parents were always open. Like
Mm.
I remember asking my mother, but I was always crazy. Like I would ask my mother weird questions. I remember I was 15. I was like, Mama, what would happen if I married a guy who was divorced? And she's like, like, why are you asking? I said, no, I'm just curious. She's like, well, if he's divorced, you should make sure that watch how he treats his ex-wife. Watch how he treats the mother of his children. And I was like, okay. And then I said, so what if I marry someone from a different culture? And my mom was like, we don't care as long as you're happy. Because we have this written rule in our family. If you want to make it, if you like want to make a decision, like we sit down and we talk about it, but ultimately that decision is yours.
Yeah.
So if you bring somebody and everybody's like, we don't like that person, but you're like, I want to marry this person, they'll be like, that's your choice. But I mean, if you want, you can ask. So um, so one of the things I could say is like when I was telling my dad 8 years ago that I had gotten a job in China, and I remember that I was lying to my father. And my dad just looked at me and said, I know you're lying. How much are they offering you? And I said $1,000. He's like, he looked at me. He's like, okay. And then Saudi was offering a lot more. And then he's like, so tell me more about the Saudi job. I'm like, but dad, he's like, yeah. I know you want to go to China, but you can go later. No, for now, go to Saudi. So that, I think, so I always go back to what would, because what would my parents do? Or if something doesn't work out, my dad always says, take a step back, regroup. And that's what I try to do when um, something is not working out. Take a step back. What can I do then? Or I'm looking, why is it not working? And when will it? So, because sometimes if you're trying to push something really hard, it's not time, so it's not going to work out. Or you can get in and then everything just falls apart. So, so you need to make sure that you're ready emotionally and you have the strength to deal with it. So I think it's maybe Wanda can answer this. It's not easy being in a place where you're different if you're not comfortable in your own skin.
I mean, you don't even have to be somewhere different. I think that's what draws a lot of us out, is because where we are isn't home necessarily.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm like my mother, my mom has known for years. I was like Korea. Then lately I've been talking about Thailand. She's like, so what happened to Korea? I said, no, it's still there. She's like, oh, okay. Because I'm trying. I learned Korean. I'm trying to learn Chinese. I tried to learn Japanese, and now I'm trying to learn Thai. And so she started. She's like, so she just said because I wrote something in Thai, and she's like, she just said, what Asian language is that? I said, oh, it's Thai. So she's like, okay, so here we go again. I think I can just imagine my mom rolling her eyes like, here we go. And she's just like, no, and she said, no, because that's because when I say to people, I want to go live in Korea, and they're like you're African. Like, yeah, that's like literally when I went to Korea the first time, I was in Seoul. I was somewhere. I have to find if I still have the photograph. I just felt like I was home. And I was talking to somebody who was like, I can't explain. I said, no, I know what it feels like. You feel like you're somewhere your soul belongs. And I will say, you got to look for where your soul says is home. Because when I'm at home, when I'm in Zimbabwe, I mean, for like maybe a month, I'll be okay because I'm with my parents. And it's like, oh God, okay. But I think the part of it was there were some issues that I had not identified, and someone they guided me through. So I was talking about all the stuff that was going on, and she just said, "Have you actually said it out loud where you want to be? Have you released yourself?" And the minute I said that, I mean, it's not like everything here and life is wonderful, but in terms of that energy, it was like, oh, okay. I think then my parents started being a little more understanding because my mom was like, "What's this business? What are you doing? What's all this?" And I mean, she's like, "What's a coach? What's positive mindset?" I was like, "Okay, it's just being being positive, staying positive, and just working through and finding who you are." And we have this joke. It's not really a joke, but for some reason, my parents decided that they wanted English to be my first language, which people like they're from Africa. So I can read Shona, but struggle. And and one of my things I always tell my friends, I say to my friends, like, you have kids, you're bringing them up in another country. Don't let them forget that identity because I've met so many people who are saying they wish they had that. And so I would say to my mom, like my mom would write something in Shona, I can read it. I'm like, Mama, why are you writing in that? Then she's like, can you read it? I'm like, yes, I can. I read it. And then explain it to me because I read it. Then she will explain it, and then I'll read. So that was one of the things that I always asked them, why do they do that? Because it maybe because I don't know if that was I never felt that I was ashamed of who I am or whatever. It just really denied me a connection to part of my identity. I had to learn to read Shauna. I had to learn like because it's not like like with English, it's idioms and stuff, and it's like if something is said in your mother tongue, it resonates different. And that has always, so I always say to my friends, I was like, the Chinese, if they go anywhere in the world, they speak their own language. If they go anywhere else in the world, they speak. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why
Mm-hmm.
can't you give the kid that? And because I said, I've met Americans who say, you know where you're from and you have that connection, you have that identity. And so someone had asked in the chat as what has Saudi taught me? It's taught me to embrace that part of who I am. Um, I lovingly refer to myself as Malika. Malika's queen in Arabic. And when I usually say it, and then people just laugh, and then they think like, you're saying something, and I'm like, no, I'm just reminding myself, hey, you're a queen, part of whatever, how you're feeling, and so you gotta that energy in you, that in spite of how you're feeling overwhelmed, and that's and you gotta remember where this you want to go because
Yvonne said,
um,
"Yes, Queen."
yeah, the journey is not yet complete, and I think that's the big thing because cause I really I just celebrated 28 years of being an expat, but it's completely different now because now I know where I want to go. I've got the plan. I don't know if it's a 5-year plan, but I've started shifting things because one of the things of being an African child is you got to take care of the parents. So and then because of the way things are in the world, it's so whatever plan I make, I have to include my parents in it.
What do you think? You talked about pushing to make something happen, and you said maybe the time isn't right or like things fall apart. What has helped you to get through those moments?
I call my mother a lot. I talk to my mother via WhatsApp, so like
Can we
we
have
have
her
time to talk.
number?
Yeah.
She taking us off these.
Sure. Um, I usually then have to um, go back to down the going down to the basics of like expressing the gratitude. That's one thing I try to do every day. Um, because I think if you because like there was one year I was supposed to have gone to present a paper in Japan, and it was a big deal. I took the week off and everything. I was flying to Korea. Didn't need a visa. I was in transit. I just said, "Oh, I can spend 8 hours in Korea." This is how crazy I am about Korea. And I wasn't allowed to leave. The guy's like, "You don't have a visa to Korea." I'm like, "I don't need a visa." And he's like, "You can come back tomorrow." And the plane left, and he's like, "You can come back tomorrow." And it was like, I mean, that was like my world just fell apart because it was 6 months of research. I was supposed to present, booking hotels. I lost so much money, but it wasn't about that. I just remember, I called my friend and I was like, "I'm gonna go back." She's like, "How are you gonna go back?" She's like, I want to hire a car." Like, okay, I wasn't thinking straight. She's like, "Okay, calm down. Take an Uber, come to my house." She lives in Jeddah, near the airport. "You can come stay with us. And then tomorrow we'll take you to the bus station or whatever." Imagine from having done all that. I mean, I always think, what would have happened in my career, in my life, if that trip had changed? But imagine I had to go back, tell my boss I haven't left. Students like, "But you're here." Like, "Oh yeah," and I was crying inside, but I just had to say, "Okay, what can I do?" And the paper was presented. Well, the following year, I did go to Japan for a holiday, but it wasn't. I mean, I did get to go to Japan, but it wasn't for the presentation. I just really had to say, okay, maybe this wasn't the way that things were supposed to go. And I think for me, that was like, okay, because I was really deciding if I was going to do my PhD. That's why I was doing research papers and stuff. But I said, okay, I don't think the PhD was the one for me. So I guess business it is, because that was devastating.
So you thought you didn't need a visa.
I called the embassy. I didn't need. I was going to get a transit visa at the airport. I wasn't leaving. Literally, I was going to be in transit, and they said I could get the visa in Korea.
Huh.
So I checked with the embassy. I called. I went to the embassy. Said, "No, you don't need it."
Hmm.
They said, "I'm not leaving the airport. I'm not. I'm going to be in the airport. It's an 8 hour layover. I'm in the airport." But the fact is, I was going to be in Korea. That was the whole thing. I mean, that's how when I booked the flight, that's how I used it. I didn't need one. It was just,
Hmm.
you can get a transit visa at the
Yeah, because
airport.
some people put layovers in their itineraries to like get a bonus city or something like that. Um,
I mean, it was just like, it was around, it was January. Was it? It was winter or something. And then it was just, I was going to be, I was just, the whole thing was, I was just going to be in Korea. That was it. I didn't care if I was in the airport. I should just laugh. I'm just been laughing. I'm gonna stop crying.
don't do that. So, is there anything that you wanted to talk about that I haven't asked you about?
Well, you didn't really ask me about being a positive mindset coach, an expat coach, and how that works
I mean,
with
that's
one.
all we've been talking about, really. But okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so, no, I guess not. No, I guess not. Well, one of the things that I am doing now is, I'm working on a book for people who want to move to Africa,
Hmm.
and so it's just very informational, and then I do touch on things like colorism, tribalism, and um, racism is still there, but I think it's more on a national level. But I think it's different when you're from another country, and depending on where you go. But the thing is, like, if you're from the states, you're a Westerner, so there's going to be. I don't think there's a place in the world where anything is perfect. You won't. There's always going to be something, and that's what I think people need to be open to. Because one of the things I've experienced here is, um, there's some nice people. There's some people that are not. There's some people who like you, some people who won't like you, and some people who you're like, okay, you're insignificant to them. And I think if you have a job to do your job and make sure you connect with your tribe, because I think that's one of the challenges that I think one has as an expat, that you can make the mistake of thinking that your colleagues are your friends, and you will end up getting hurt. And even if it's like, and someone from your country is not necessarily your friend, they could be your countryman. But if they become a friend, then that's even better. So always have your tribe, have someone, as one of my friends, and she's about to leave Saudi, and I just met her in January, and we just got on like a house on fire, and it's just like really silly, and so she just called. She's from England, but she's of Somali origin, and she's like, so she calls me. She's like, oh, guess what? And she's telling me about her day and stuff, and she's like, oh, I miss you. We'd be going. She helped make the summer bearable. Um, So we would have coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning in the summer in the 45-degree heat. And so she's like, "Oh, I got a job. I'm leaving." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, "So I said, and so I just called. So I just called her my person, and she's like, "No, I miss you. We could just be going to the mall, having a meal and stuff." And she's just, I think she reminds me of me when I was younger. She just says what's on her mind, and she with no filter. And then she's like, the first time she met me, she's like, so I was talking about, um something I had done, and I was like really into it, and I kind of forgot that people don't understand things that are not normal. She's like, you're weird. And that was like the first comment to me. She's like, I told my friend that she's a nutter, and then she's from England, so she's like, that one she's a nutter. She's completely crazy. And she's always telling me, like, it's like she just said, right, imagine if I hadn't listened to the crazy you.
Okay.
And then she's like, I'm gonna miss you. I miss you too. Yeah, seriously. Once the quarantine restrictions were lifted, I hadn't seen anybody for like 3 4 months. We were like, you want to have coffee? She's like, yeah. And then it's like, for me, this was the first time I spent in Saudi, and because I used to go to Zimbabwe in it's winter, and it's like it's hot. I'm like, oh my god, it's hot. They're like, no, this is not hot yet. And then I got to experience the hot. I think it's 45 degrees. It's like maybe 115 Fahrenheit. It's like, then she's like, so because I'm a morning person. I want to get up in the morning. I want to do this stuff. She's like, no, no, no. We would go out for coffee at 10 o'clock, and we're sitting there having a meal at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like so different. And so, so she, I think from June, July, and August, she would call me, "Hi, and let's go for some coffee. I found this a great place. We're gonna go." And she's like, "It's 10 o'clock." It's like, "Yeah, I know. What are you doing? Nothing. Let's go." So that was different because it had been a minute since I met somebody like that. Um,
Yvonne said
and
we
she's like,
all
"Okay,
need a no filter person.
yeah." She's always like, "Oh," because I would do her hair, and I mean, like, you can say with her I can just be real,
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, "Michelle, not hurt my feelings, but I still love you." And then other people, so I think, yeah, that's just very important to be true to who you are and finding your tribe.
Be true to who
And
you are and find your tribe. And your tribe is not always who you think it is.
no,
Yeah.
no, because I've I've made, like, for some reason I have students who just, as a teacher, this is one of my problems. I fall in love with my students, and I kind of like feel like they're my babies, but maybe they're not. And then there are some students who, my favorite line has always been, "Miss, I hate English." Okay, the person saying that to me is really fluent, and then they're like, and then because most of them are usually in the science program, so they do like 12 hours a week. It's like English is like really intense, and like the one that's really stood out in my mind, she said that to me. She's like, "I hate English, but I don't hate you. You make English fun, so for you, I'm gonna love it." And I taught her for about a year and a half. And they were in second year, and we were doing English for computers. And they was really stressed because now everything is in English, now doing math and chemistry and all that. And I remember, and the way she's so intense, she could tell you, like, they'll write the midterm exam, and they're like, "Miss, this number, I made this mistake." But they're like, "Miss, what did I get?" I'm like, "Oh, you got 10." I'm like, "No, I probably got 9 because I got 20. I made no mistakes." I said, "We'll see about the writing." And then the final exam, she said, "I knew I got an A plus. I need that A plus. This is the only A plus I got." She came running out of the exams and jumped into my arms. I was like, "Miss, thank you." I'm like, "I didn't do anything." I was like, she's like, "No, but you taught me, and I love English because of you." It's like she still remembers, like, I'm like, like
That's really
so it was, yeah. So some of those students are my friends. So that's been one of the things that I've taken away from just meeting people, and I'm just the way I am now is the way I am in class. So I don't want to anymore in class.
well.
I
Thank
I do sing, I do dance, and I choir cue, and yeah, I'm not good.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle,
Well,
Lynette,
thank you, Ron.
Someng, Mashir, all of your names.
You want all my names? It's Lynette Michelle Ruvimbo Tapua Nashe Mashiri.
Where the Someng? I didn't see. I didn't hear the Someng in it.
So mine is Ruvimbo in Korean. Ruvimbo means hope.
Oh, so you just okay? All right, you
I
just
we just
mixed it all up.
well,
Well, thank
I
you.
forgot my Arabic name.
Oh,
It's Awatif. It means feelings.
so you just
Awatif.
giving yourself all kinds
No,
of
people give me nicknames. People give me nicknames.
okay. Yvonne
No,
said thank you. Hmm.
well, thank you, Ron. If you have any questions, you can, like, if you want more details about teaching programs, you can reach out to me. as my mom used to make me study stuff, so I have a lot of information. I think that just carried on because now I do a lot of research um, for places and things because I'm always looking for ways to do things. Can I give my social media stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
My website is lavenderdreamscoaching.com. Can I type it in the chat?
Yeah. Yes. And we'll put it on the Facebook too.
Um, and that's my website. And my Instagram is lavender. And you can email me at Michelle at com, or you can friend me under Michelle Mashiri. Nice. I'm gonna spell my own name. On Facebook.
Okay. So we will link all of those places. We really
Okay.
appreciate you telling us your
Yeah,
story.
thank you very much. And if anybody wants, I have two books that are on Amazon. One is called Explore the World: How to Live, Love, and Work in a Country That's Not Your Own. And then I do have one of my transformational mindset books. It's called Take a Moment Out for You. They're available on Amazon. And I should be releasing Moving to Africa, African Mindset, sometime in November. I'll let you guys know once I have them on stage.
And Francine on Facebook says, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all on these internet streets. Y'all have a gorgeous evening. You have a good rest of your morning. I guess you're going to go back to sleep, maybe.
I'm going back to bed. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Dula. Thank you, Francine.